What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. SDS recently dropped this 99 Albert Pujols for the 700th home run club. He did it in Dodger Stadium the other day. He gave us a free pack in the show shop. And we're going to take him into rank seasons today. He has a great set of attributes here. 111 contact, 115 contact versus lefties, 125 power on both sides, 113 vision, and goal fielding at first base, so should be a great card to use. He does have his live series swing, which does make him more enticing. 60 speed, so he's usable. Can't wait to get into the gameplay with him. Let's see how this goes. But first, let's talk about how good this guy actually is and what 700 home runs really means to baseball. So no matter what team you like to root for, you know that this guy is one of the best hitters of all time. He's 9th all time in hits. There are now 4 people in the 700 home run club. Barry Bonds at the very, very top. Some people say he's the best hitter of all time. Some people say he cheated, and rightfully so. But you can't talk about baseball without talking about Barry Bonds. I don't know if he'll get in the Hall of Fame, but maybe he should, maybe he should. I don't know. He is the guy at the top, and he'll be there for probably ever at this point. He is that guy. Next, we have Hank Aaron, who transcended the game. He was in the Georgia South in the 70s when people didn't want him to break the record for home runs, and he still did it. He played for a long time. He was very consistent. He was an excellent ball player. Then we have the great Bambino. Babe Ruth was one of the greatest American sports stars of all time, and he'll be forever talked about, especially in baseball history. And then we have Albert Pujols sitting there. And you want to think, will we ever see this again? Some people are saying, yeah. But the way the pitchers are being used these days, and the fact that we haven't seen this, besides Barry Bonds, since the 70s, that's 50 years. So if that is the same pace, we won't see this again for maybe 2070, and I don't even know if I'll be around for that. So this is a very important milestone. Make sure you recognize that this guy is absolutely incredible. And I'm even a Pirates fan and I'm saying this. He's been destroying my team for the last 20 years, and he's just one of the best hitters of all time, and I think he deserves that credit. So please don't miss out on the opportunity to celebrate something crazy that happened in baseball, because we might not see this for a very long time. But now that that's out of the way here, let's talk about today's gameplay. We have Jimmy Rollins leading off, McCutchen, Brett, Pujols hitting 4th, Chipper Jones, Hank Aaron, Jorge Posada, Mookie Betts, and I'm pitching this Roy Oswalt today. He's been pretty good in events, so let's see how he goes in ranked seasons. Good attributes, good pitch mix. I think he'll be okay. We'll try him out now. I'm recording this afterwards. I'm at 585 rating. I thought this would be on All-Star, but my opponent was at 700, so he will be on Hall of Fame for this game. Let's get into it. He's got a pretty good team also. He's pitching Chris Sale. We're going in on the road here to Colorado. 172 and 101 record. We are facing Chris Sale. Jimmy Rollins has been pretty solid in the leadoff spot, but I'll line out here to start the game, and we'll see what I can do in Hall of Fame. I haven't played ranked seasons in about a month. That's when the record was so low, but we'll see how I can do here. And now that we're into this game here, it seems like early in the games for me, especially in Hall of Fame, if you are trying to face a guy who has like almost top tier energy like Chris Sale does right now in Hall of Fame, it's hard for me to get that ball on the pull side up in the air to start the ball game. I usually have a little bit of trouble scoring until maybe the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, somewhere in there sometimes, because when the pitchers have full energy, they can just dot you away, and then you have to be early enough to get the ball on the pull side. But if you're not early enough to hit, like if you're too early, you're not going to be hitting those off-speed pitches like these slow curveballs and slow sliders and stuff. So you want to focus on hitting that ball. Pujols is leading off here first. He has a ground ball at the shortstop, so not a great start, but we'll see what we can do here in a couple of innings. But yeah, you want to try to get the ball early enough to get the ball in the air, but you also don't want to swing at everything like I just did and pop it straight up in the air. So just focus on your plate discipline, which I was not doing a good job of. Starting off the ranked season for me, I'm trying to maybe make World Series to get Rivera or Utley, but I don't know if I have enough time to play these games. I want to play these games, but I just haven't made a World Series push the entire season. I just haven't really felt that desire, I made it the last few games, 19, 20. I just not, for whatever reason this year, I just don't really want to seem to get there. I got that like 860 one of those seasons, but I don't know. For some reason, it's just not for me this year. But now that we have a lot of like God Squad type cards into the game, maybe you should try to play more, because I do enjoy playing on Hall of Fame more than All-Star, and this is one of the only avenues you can do that. You can't do it in BR. You can rarely do it in events. So I think playing on a ranked, especially for someone like me who prefers Hall of Fame, would be a better avenue, which I might try to do throughout the rest of the season. If I do that, maybe I will try to post some more of these, but we'll see how that goes. I have something planned for Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you can see that video on Sunday. I hope you enjoy it. It's something different that I haven't done on this channel yet, so we'll see how that goes. So we're into the third inning now, and we haven't really done much offensively. We have got the pitch count into the 30s, which is normally my goal if I'm not really hitting the ball that well, is to get at least 10 pitches per inning, get this pitch count up there, and make it a little bit easier to hit toward the end of the game. And at least Oswald's matching him for pitch for pitch so far. He walked Posada here. The pitch count's a little higher on my side than it is on his, but we're still going through it. And as long as I can keep the runs off the board, we'll have a chance no matter what happens. So, McCutcheon, this curveball is really disgusting, by the way. I don't know what it is about Oswald this year, but I think he could be pretty solid. Whenever I used him in the Legend of the Franchise event, he seemed to be putting up good scores, good numbers. I think I had maybe a 1 point something ERA through 5-7 games, somewhere in there. So he's been good. The sinker seems to play. He's got good shape to it. The slider moves a lot. The curveball really drops. And then if you pair that with the changeup and then the fastball on Hall of Fame, it seemed to have this guy off balance a lot throughout this game. So McCutcheon hit a home run for me. We're up 1-0 here in the fourth. Not a lot, but we'll take it. We have the lead. Pujols is batting now, and he will absolutely crush this. When I saw how small the PCI was, this is when I had to check to see if we were on All-Star or Hall of Fame, because it did not feel like All-Star, but we got it 2-0. It's our first home run with Pujols. It felt good to get that one, and his swing does feel pretty nice once you get that down. I also wanted to give a shout-out to the card art on this card, man, the Albert Pujols card art. They do an unbelievable job at the card art at SDS, and this one is like by far and away my favorite one they've ever done in the history of the show. I think it is absolutely phenomenal. It's like the card is literally on fire. And then him in the Cardinal jersey with the home run like that, it offsets so well. I really enjoy it. And I can't wait to see that on the screen loading into games the rest of the year. I think when you have a lot of good cards from different sets and then you have different manipulations of that same set, like Pujols is a milestone card, but he looks different than all the other milestone cards. So when you add that in to the lineup screen, it looks a whole lot different, and it looks so good for lineup variety when you load into games. It's something small, but I really appreciate that throughout the year. It's nice. And what is also nice here is Hank Aaron's splitting the gap. He is the guy that is above Pujols on the home run leaderboard, he's in second place. He hits one here. It is 3-0, and we're in the fifth inning. So we're finally starting to score runs off Chris Sale. Getting that pitch count into the 60s or so now, 64. Ground ball for Posada. I like the Posada card a lot too, by the way. If you're not using this Posada card yet, make sure you go out and get him because he is very, very good. Switch hitting catcher, he's got a lot of power. And we'll be 2 outs here with Jimmy Rollins. I don't know if you got him yet or not either. Jimmy Rollins has been okay. There's been a little iffy moments sometimes. I'm not really sure if he's the guy that I want to use at shortstop. But as of right now, I'm going to still use him. He's the question guy, so I feel like I should give him some run. See how good he is. I have him a parallel 3 from the Moonshot event. I think he's going to be good, but I don't really know long term if he's going to be that shortstop for me. One thing that I noticed is I had O'Neal Cruz over there. He was the 6'7" shortstop. He had gold fielding. It seems like he got to mostly everything in terms of diving plays, and he made a diving play here. So this is not like at all what I'm trying to go for. But I was going to say that Cruz got to a lot of the balls that you wouldn't expect him to, but it seems like Jimmy Rollins just wasn't getting the exact same ball as Cruz was. On that one, that was a bad example because he still made the diving play, obviously. But I don't know if he can still be the lockdown defender. He's really good, but to get to those balls in the gap is something that I thought I would really need. And Pujols again on the slider inside. That is 2 home runs off of Chris Sale. We're 2 for 3 with 2 bombs in his debut. Hopefully he can keep this going. 90.6 miles per hour. That was not good. If you've been following this channel the last few weeks, you've been noting that I've been putting out the working as intended moments, and that would have definitely qualified because I do not understand what is happening with this engine anymore. You can get a ball that won't go anywhere. You can miss a ball like that one and to leave the yard with 90-mile-an-hour exit velo. If you get a ball in real life with 90-mile-an-hour exit velo, it is not going close to the wall. It's a routine fly ball. Like, what are we doing here? And I want to say it again. I'll be talking about it more in the future. When you have the game designed to where the hitter is looking for the PCI and it's not the barrel of the bat, you're gonna have the weirdest results in the world. And we gotta fix this up. You gotta find a way to make the PCI the barrel of the bat, or else this is never gonna make sense. And so when you play this game, there's no reason to get upset about it anymore because You can't. There's no way to square the ball up when you have a PCI. That's where the hitter is looking. And why aren't we hitting the ball with the bat? I just don't get it. So hopefully that gets fixed for next year, because it is something that drives me nuts more than you can imagine. And I just want to see it fixed. And I want to see a great baseball game. This is not a bad baseball game. It's not a good baseball game, but it's not the best, and it could be so great. And I just wanted to see the changes implemented to make it something so good. But I don't know if we're going to get that, and it's really sad. And sorry about that rant, but I think it's worth being said that weird things are happening. And when you play this game as much as I do, then it gets frustrating, because you think you're making good input when you really don't even really know if you're making good input. The feedback's kind of weird. That you don't know if you just don't know if you're hitting the ball with the actual bat. Like, that just drives. I don't understand the concept of that. I really don't. Hank Aaron threw a guy out of second base there. He is hitting a home runs. He's throwing guys out. He is one of the best cards in the game, in my opinion, now, because he is so good offensively. He's so good defensively. He needs to be in your lineup somewhere. He can play almost every position, which blows my mind for Hank Aaron card. And this is what I wanted to see last year when we got Hank Aaron, but we never quite got that card. And then we got Pujols up here again. He's 2 for 3 in the game. He's facing John Gray. I don't know why he brought in John Gray, but that ball is tattooed on the circle changeup. We actually PCI'd this ball this time, so it's not 90-mile-an-hour exit velo. And that is our third home run of the game. In my first ranked seasons game with this Pujols card, and he makes a great impression. We're 3 for 4 with 3 home runs, and then Chipper follows up with another home run of his own. It's 7-0 here in the 8th. So when you have Pujols and you hit 3 home runs in the same game to start off your Diamond Dynasty career with that card, you probably got to keep him in the lineup. So I'm going to use him forward. I hope he continues to do stuff like that. And Hank Aaron again. This ball is absolutely slaughtered. He has an outfield assist and 2 home runs in this ball game. We are now hitting the ball quite well. It's 8-0. And we missed this ball with Posada. We were late on it. And somehow Donaldson will get to this ball. It should have got out of play, but it's 2 outs now in the inning. Mookie Betts at the plate. It's pretty crazy now in Diamond Dynasty how Mookie Betts is playing second base, and he's my 8 hitter. We had a point in this game where second base was like a wasteland. You couldn't figure out who to use there. And now we got so many good ones, it's hard to choose. And after all that chatting, we're here in the bottom of the 8th, and Roy Oswalt is still dealing. Here's our first out of the 8th inning, ground ball to Mookie Betts. Diamond fielding at second base with that speed in the hitting. I think Mookie Betts is one of the better second basemen in the game also, but there's so many different interpretations of what you want to see, what you want to use. So I don't know who the best is, per se, but for me, I think that's the guy I'm going to rock with. And so now Roy Oswalt has thrown 103 pitches. We're through 8 shutout innings. We have an 8-run lead. We're just going to try to wrap this up and get out of here. We have 1 out. McCutcheon's at the plate. Ground ball. I was super early on this fastball, which is crazy for fastball. It was 97 miles an hour. I'm that early. That's nuts. And then George Brett. I missed this pitch. I was late inside. You don't want to be late on an inside pitch because you will never get a hit on those, I swear. So now we need 3 outs to win this game. I'm keeping Roy Oswalt in there. He's been super reliable. And that's a base hit for George Brett for him. And so with this game here on Hall of Fame, at the end of this ball game, and this should have been 2, but I don't know what in the world is going on. Like, the urgency in this game is unbelievable. But with this game here, 11 or so, this is his 11th strikeout. We're going for the complete game shutout. Roy Oswalt got 1,000 parallel XP for this. 1,000. That's basically from parallel 1 to almost parallel 2, or parallel 0, the base parallel to almost parallel 2 in one game. That's nuts. But we win the game 8-0. We scored 10 hits. Albert Pujols, player of the game here, 3 home runs in his debut. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're new. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.